Securities lending and borrowing is a method that allows investors to lend or borrow shares from other market players. The platform offers a credible alternative to the derivatives market for hedging purposes. It is the temporary transfer of securities from the lender to the borrower, for an agreed-upon lending/borrowing charge, with a contractual commitment to return the securities on demand, or at a future pre-agreed-upon date. Borrowers in SLB are typically short sellers, or traders looking to sell shares they do not own. The borrower must put up collateral, which might be cash, other assets, or a letter of credit, to obtain securities lending. Individual investors do not lend securities directly, but rather through brokers or dealers. Securities lending and borrowing are over-the-counter products in most jurisdictions, with custodians facilitating borrowing and lending transactions among institutions. In Kenya, the Central Depository and Settlement Corporation uses both the screen-based and bilateral models to implement the SLB pilot phase transactions. The lender and borrower do not know each other in a screen-based model because lending and borrowing requests are recorded on the Central Depository System, CDS, by SLB agents on behalf of their clients. Accepted collateral is currently only cash, but plans are underway to allow government securities as collateral in the near future. All borrowers must provide 100% collateral plus an extra 10% margin of the value of securities being borrowed. This allows the securities borrowed to be covered upon failure of the borrower to return securities. The 10% margin required can cover the securities if the collateral provided is not enough or if the value of the securities rises. The margin used for SLB varies from region to region, with some setting the margin based on the volatility of a security. Essentially, the lender retains complete ownership of the security. Any dividends or interest payments that accumulate will be passed on to the lender by the borrower. Short selling is one of the most prominent applications for securities lending. A short sale occurs when a party sells a security and then repurchases it at a later date. The collateral used in SLB gains interest which is owed to the borrower. The fund can create additional revenue by charging fees for lending securities. This higher return can assist in offsetting management expenses. As previously said, it contributes to increased liquidity in the market as a whole. Increasing market liquidity tends to tighten spreads, which benefits all market players as the spread between the bid and ask reduces. The major risks are that the borrower becomes bankrupt and/or that the value of the collateral given falls below the cost of replacing the securities leased. Furthermore, if the lender provides the security to the borrower before receiving the collateral, the lender may face a time risk. The major risk for a borrower is that the value of the security rises after a short position is taken. When a borrower takes a short position and the value of a security rises, the borrower has effectively sold low and purchased high, resulting in a loss. Other non-financial risks that fund managers must address include ethical and reputational risks, which can develop as a result of unforeseen events or when investments do not perform as expected. Evidence suggests that securities lending contributes to liquidity in over-the-counter markets. It aids in the facilitation of numerous trades that enable investors or institutions to hedge, take a customized position, or participate in arbitrage scenarios. SLB is thus a prudent approach for investors to generate additional income by leasing their idle assets at a fixed fee for a certain period. Traders, on the other hand, can borrow the stocks and subsequently take advantage of arbitrage opportunities or meet the exchange obligation of stock pay-in.